Welcome to Undrafted Hockey Fan Podcast. I am Brad, and we are today joined by two members of the Storm Surge podcast. Excuse me. And so we got Taylor and Spencer. We'll start with Taylor. Taylor, how you doing, man?
I'm good, but so anybody that's listened to our last episode, I've had a cold this week, so I still am very nasally. So normally my voice is a little more obnoxious than this, but yeah.
Don't worry, you got
my wife was saying.
You got a voice for radio, man. It's all right, man. Or, face
I got
radio,
a face for
whatever.
it too.
Yeah.
There
you go. And Spencer, what about you? You're not the Spencer Knight of the Chicago Blackhawks, right?
No, but I pretend to be him on Facebook all the time, or at least
Fair
enough.
There you go, man. That's how your Twitter should be. Is just changing your name to that, and then get all the ads. Right? Yeah. Exactly. I'm gonna change mine to Ryan Reynolds and see if I get anything. So.
There you go.
So they're gonna unfollow. They're gonna be greatly disappointed. So anyways, so let's talk about your guys' podcast a little bit. We're gonna talk a little Canes and everything. So you guys clearly cover the Canes. So what do you guys? Give a quick intro. What is so? The reason I'm asking a quick intro because like some people have their specialties, right? So like for me, I'm big into the cap space. I love the contracts. I like what's good value and everything. And I like the CBA. So it's like I'm very, and some people are more analytical and everything. So Taylor, let's start with you. Like I know we're talking through DM and everything, talking about like your podcast and what you like about it, or what's some things that you focus on.
Yeah. So I went to Dylan, who's not on with us today. He may jump on later, but he's my brother-in-law, and I was listening to a ton of podcasts at the time, and just said, I was like, look, I not knocking those, but I think we can do better. And so
preach. You know, I literally just told my wife, I'm like, I'm pretty good at this. And she's like, you're like Steve Dangle in like 5 to 10 years. And I'm like, God, I hope so. Jesus, I would love that reach, dude. I'm giving me a goalie that gets, that wins or beats your team, whatever. I'm totally okay with that. So I want to Steve it or whatever Ayer's name. Yeah. So you should get your brother-in-law, Dylan.
Yeah. So I'm not a hockey expert. I grew up big football, basketball fan, and then married a Jersey girl, and she's a big Flyers fan. But so she got me into hockey, and now it's my favorite sport. Nice. But yeah, so I've been watching hockey for off and on for 7-8 years, and then so I studied journalism in school, and then so that was kind of my background. I wanted to go into sports journalism. And then so I approached Dylan, and it's like, we can do better. And then he said, perfect. Sounds good. Let me talk to Spencer. They work together. So they're both data analysts. So that's kind of what makes us different is I'm more of the somewhat of the eye test, with limited knowledge, but I'm the eye test and the non-expert. I'm the weird personality. And then they're
every podcast needs it, man. I'm everything. I'm the producer, the host, and the personality, dude. I was just telling my wife, I was like, I need someone who can do the editing, that does the shorts, does all that stuff, like makes like the caption, like all the thumbnail. I need it all, man. So I hear you, dude. So was Taylor or Spencer? Taylor, goodness gracious. I'm thinking about Taylor Swift, right? I'm thinking about Taylor Swift as well. I got her song stuck in my head. So.
I've been called that. She and I are around the same age. So ever since she got big, people turned on the nickname. Hey, T Swift. I'm like,
well, you're just as good looking. Don't worry about it. So Spencer, let's go to you. So you're engineer. I'm also an engineer. Are you talking about? I heard someone say Corsi. Was that you the last podcast?
Yeah. I talk a lot about the analytics. Dylan came to me and said that his brother-in-law was interested in starting a podcast about the Canes. I basically give my team. I have a team of data analysts, and I basically give them a Canes podcast after every game in our team sync-ups anyway. So I figure I might as well record it and post it somewhere instead of just preaching to nobody. But definitely very interested in the analytics side of things. Considering my background, I also, like you, very interested in contracts and cap space, and I'll be half the time in our episodes I'm explaining to Taylor how like roster situations and cap and LTIR, all of that stuff. So very much interested in that. Excited for some of the changes in that this year. As considering the Canes were the only team in the playoffs or in the last 4 last year that were actually following this year's cap rule. For the playoffs, I'm excited for that change so that maybe we have a chance there.
Let me preface one thing. So I'm still an idiot, but I'm better.
We're hockey
than I actually am. So I'm the one that keeps us grounded and asks the dumb questions that Spencer rolls his eyes at and is like, what is he talking about? But it's the I know what I'm asking most of the time. I already know the answer, but that's the as I've said on our podcast before, I think of my niece that I know listens. If she, try and think, will she understand this? And if I have any question at all, then I'm like, okay, let me try and ground this just a little bit. But I'm still not that smart, but I'm smarter than I lead on.
It's okay. You're good. We're all hockey numbnuts right now. It's okay, dude. Don't worry about it. Like, so, and that's the things I try and talk about, like, as from beginner to I wouldn't say experts, but I try and talk about it enough and explain about it, because I think it just helps. Like, I don't talk about Corsi because people don't understand it. Like, I can talk, the ones I'll explain is like goals saved above expected. Like, so these are goals that were expected to be saved, right? Or to go, and stuff like that. So, so some things, but like, I think that's just like, it's important, right? To talk about these things. I know that Spencer, he's a huge plus minus fan. So it's a big one that I can see him being a total big fan. It's really representative of the player,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why Dmitry Orlov had a better plus minus than Jacob Slavin last year.
Yeah, crazy. I know. I always talk about like plus minuses, which, by the way, if you don't know, if someone who's listening, since you're your niece, I would say the plus minus is, it's when if you're on the ice and your team scores a goal, you get a plus. And if you're on the ice, they get scored on, it's a minus. However, unless it's if you're the penalty kill or the power play, you don't get those dashes. So. And the only time you use it is if it's like a negative 38 or like a plus 45. You're like, okay, this guy's out doing something, or something's or not doing something. So
it's very similar to how they track behavior for my daughter's pre-K class.
Oh yeah, pluses and minuses.
Well, it's about as telling.
Yeah, fair. So let's jump into the Canes talk then. Let's talk about it. So I'll let you, again, I told you before, I have them winning the division. I think they're the best team in the division. I think that they're the most established division. They picked up the best free agent. There's some holes for sure, but I think that there's a great team here. I mean, and I'm not just saying that because the Red Wings are building a team very similar to you guys, but it is very much that you guys have great contracts. You're getting everyone to sign 8 years. And when you consider that it's considered a smaller market team, you guys are really making some noise. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that you're seeing these Southern teams just start to make waves. You guys are trading for Rantanen. You're trading Rantanen away. You're getting the thing is that look at your guys' future. You guys have 4 first-round draft picks in the next 3 years. You guys, again, you're picking up free agents. Like I said, you guys got Stankin for which is at a crazy deal. You got him for 8 years for was it like $6.5 million or something like that?
I think it's just straight up 6.
Just straight up 6? Okay, which is amazing. So Jordan Staal has, of course, been a staple for you guys there. And so I just want to talk about, what are you guys' feelings with the Canes going into the season? So let's start with Spencer, because we had Taylor last time.
Yeah, I mean, just excited. Like you said, we're able to sign the top free agent in this year's class. We were more excited about the free agent class before July 1st than after.
Sure, yeah.
Hey, still better this year than the previous.
Did you see who the Red Wings signed? It was Jacob Bernard-Docker, Mason Appleton, and Travis Hamonic, and JVR. So I mean, I think they spent a cumulative like $4 million in free agency. You guys did that
twice that per year for Oilers.
Yeah, exactly.
Last offseason when the Canes hardly did anything. Gensel walked, and then Shea, Pesci, Teravainen, and Steph Nason, all those guys weren't able to be retained just because of the cap situation we were in at the time. A whole bunch of cheap deals, guys like Eric Robinson, Jack Russell, that came in to just kind of bridge the gap. A lot of people were kind of annoyed with when they weren't forward thinking a little bit.
Sure.
Just that, man, this team is not getting better than what we just had. Are we going to make the playoffs even? All that sort of stuff. And what we were talking about last offseason was we're really excited for the summer of 25, because we got Burns' contract coming off. We got Orlov's contract coming off. A few other guys that ended up being handled before then, and Kuznetsov and a couple others who ended up not even making it to the summer. So we get to the summer with all this money, and we were like, man, this is a great summer to have money. We got Rantanen's deal expiring, Marner's deal expiring, Ehlers' deal expiring, so many guys. And then one by one, we're just watching them all drop off, approaching July 1. And so we're still excited to get Ehlers. He's probably third on my list at the start of last season, but definitely first by July 1st.
For sure.
Yeah, excited about that. You mentioned we had 4 first-round picks in the next 3 years. There was 5, but we turned one of them into Keandre Miller and then signed him long-term, which, I mean, I think that's more value now than a first-round pick is, obviously, because it'll be much more impactful for the roster and for the immediate term. And I was kind of surprised that we went for left-handed defenseman, considering Slavin's already so well established as that top pairing lefty. And then Nikishin just made the jump over from the KHL, expecting him to progress quickly into at least a second pair role, if not better, just with the talent that's there. And so I was kind of surprised to get a young left-handed defenseman locked up for such a long term. But I mean, it's never a problem to have too many good pieces.
Oh, of course not.
And so, yeah, very excited for this year based off of the way the summer was handled. And then, of course, like you mentioned, the long-term extensions for Stankoven and for Jackson Blake for combined barely $11 million per year over the next 8 years.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be incredible value combined with the value for Jarvis, the value for Slavin. And even Aho, I would say at 9 3/4 is value over the next 6 years.
That's you guys' Aho is our Jalen Larkin. So it is a solid contract, a two-way guy. Like it's just and real quick on Slavin, you're talking about him. When did he go out? An injury.
That was third period last game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
thank God you have Keandre Miller then. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Well, he also, I mean, during the preseason stuff, he was injured through most of it. Either sat out or was in a non-contact jersey. So we were super excited to have him back last minute, but obviously assuming it's the same issues, sounds
like it's related.
Still things going on there, and we don't know. It's hockey. It's not football and basketball where you have to put that stuff out there.
Not yet.
Either above the waist or below.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Based off the offseason, though, he had a brace on his knee for most of the offseason and didn't play in any preseason games related to that. So it sounds like it might be a retweak of that. They're not exactly sure what it is, but he's not on their current road trip, which is a 2-week road trip. So I would expect he's out for that whole time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you want him for the whole season. You need him for playoffs. So take it easy. I mean, Red Wings have a first round pick who got hurt in a preseason game. They're like, dude, and he was going to make the team, in my opinion. And and I think that you're like, hey, dude, take your time. It's okay. Don't have to worry about it. Just chill, relax, So, I mean, it's funny. I wanted Jalen Chatfield when he was about to be a free agent. That was one I wanted the Red Wings to snag up, just like a good, solid right side defenseman. I have him more as a third pair. You guys are running him on the first pair.
Kind of run him all over. He was partnered with Keandre Miller, so that's a very exciting pairing to watch. Lots of speed there. They can transition the puck real fast. They can hit when they want to. Both of those guys are not necessarily known for hitting, but they are very strong whenever they do decide to engage. So
sure.
So that's been a fun pairing to watch
so far. Chatfield's a grinder too, so that's why I would
he's so fast. I mean, that's what I look like. That man can get anywhere on the ice in a blink of an eye.
It's the hustle.
The aerodynamics are amazing.
The aerodynamics. That's why that is great. I'm using that for Moritz Sider now.
Go for it.
I love that, dude.
Yep.
Love that. So, talk to me. So Taylor, talk to me about you guys signed. This is not last year, but 2 years ago. You guys brought back Shane Gostisbehere. And you got which Red Wings fans are very sad about. There was expression that he wanted to be. He clearly did really well in the Red Wings, but he was like, "Hey, I want to be with a playoff team. I want to have a chance at a cup." I mean, he's 32 at this point now, 31 at the time. But you guys bring in Sean Walker and Shane Gostisbehere, 2 offensive defensemen, and I'm kind of looking at your guys' team, and I mean those guys are. I mean, I also look back. Are those your PP1 and PP2? Or are you guys running Keandre Miller? Because I feel like you're starting to run out of spots for people to fill on the power play and really utilize their talent. So let me know, what are your thoughts on those?
One, I always love Ghost. I mean, once again, being introduced to hockey through the Flyers and my wife, so I already knew Ghost back then, and he's so good on the power play. I mean, one of the struggles that all hockey fans love to yell, "Shoot the puck," and we are not unfamiliar with that. especially on the power play for us. I feel like we just hang on to it too much. And
Yep.
he's one that I like because he's not scared to pull the trigger during those. And so he's a huge asset there, but he, he's already got 3 points, 3 assists on the season. His plus minus is +5. But
not bad through 2 games.
Which for him too, right? Like the defensively irresponsible. He's basically diet Erik Karlsson. So, go ahead.
Yeah. No, you're good. Yeah. But, I don't have Walker. I like him. I don't have tons of specific things to say. Like for me, I'm not going to say, oh, here's why I love him, because he's a Kane. For me, that's right. Why I like him.
That's enough, right? I mean, So who are you guys running on power play 2 then?
Right now it's Walker and Miller. So power play 1 has Jarvis, Aho, Ehlers, Svechnikov, and Ghost.
Okay.
And power play 2 has Stankoven, Blake, Taylor Hall with Walker and Condre Miller.
That is a small PP2.
It is, but Stankoven and Blake are very aggressive.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like weasels.
And that's the cool thing we always talk about with Rod Brindamar's system. I mean, it's such a hard-working, like, it's nice because even if we bring in a small guy like Stankoven, we were worried about that last season because, he's so new. We hadn't paid a ton of attention. He's a hustler. He's tiny, but he's strong. I mean, he, just looking at these 2 games, he's not getting pushed off the puck. I mean, he's, so we love that work ethic, and it's a hard system to be in. I mean, that's where players say that they want to play for Rod, but then some players get here and they don't love it, because there's just
so we trade them 5 weeks later.
Right. Well, and the thing is you're looking at your lineup and everything, and I'm asking this because there's some holes that I'm seeing, and there's things that I want to see you guys change, because and to me, and this is maybe a little more controversial, I kind of see Sean Walker as being a trade piece, because you think of Nikishin. Nikishin. I mean, he put up crazy numbers in the KHL. I'm just pulling this up real quick. At 46 points, 61 games in the KHL, which is not a high-scoring league. As a defenseman, I mean, even the year before that, 56 points in 67 games, even better than the year before. So, I mean, he's going to need a role on this team. He's 24. You want to utilize him, and so I mean, to me, I think there's going to be someone's going to get pushed out, because normally you only have one. Typically, you only have one defenseman as like the power play quarterback on your power plays. So, what are your guys' thoughts? I mean, again, you don't just get speculate who you're going to trade, but I guess, I'll say it because I'm not going to get yelled at for it. I mean, if I do, come at me. Let's go.
Don't worry. Look, if anybody else wants to start another Hurricanes podcast, you can name it Complainiacs. That's we talk about our fans all the time, and just how
that's got to be your section. That's got to be a section for you guys.
Which should
you gotta say time for Complainiacs time. Like, and you just go into like what's your complaint of the game or complaint of the week and everything. Like, that'd be a good one, dude.
I'll let Spencer go into more specific detail, but I just want to go ahead and preface it with the cool thing. We love our general manager, Eric Tulsky. I mean, that man is brilliant, and we've seen the moves he makes. So before talking about specific trades, he's very clearly said it. Anybody's on the table. He is not going to hesitate to make any move, trade any player if it will make the team better. Yeah. So, even
if it might.
Yeah.
We saw that last January with Natchez and Drury Plus for Rantanen, just to see if that works. And
that's just good business.
Yeah.
That's just good business, in my opinion. I mean, you didn't even have to trade a first round pick for him.
The man plays chess when other GMs are playing checkers. Sometimes it is. We are very spoiled.
Dude, and the thing is now you have Natchez again. Like, Natchez clearly was a problem before with trying to get some extension or getting the long-term play of this. Like, I don't know really Drury that well, but he's a bottom 6 guy, right? You trade like a second and a fourth, I think it was.
A second, a third, and a fourth.
Okay.
Those two, and we got Rantanen and Taylor Hall out of it.
Yeah, right. And then Taylor Hall, of course, you kept him. That's worth something right there. That's worth the 3rd round pick or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course you get the 2 1st round picks and 2 3rd round picks and Stankoven. So you get clearly you want Rantanen, but again, if he's not going to sign, like you gotta that was so smart. People are like, just keep him, and I'm like, get rid of him. Like just like it's not about again. And I always talk about this with the Red Wings. We're not building a 5-year Stanley or playoff team. We're trying to build a Stanley Cup contender, and it takes time. And people are so mad at Steve Yzerman, and I'm like, guys, chill the fuck out. Like I'm sorry, Taylor's niece. Sorry, and so just chill out. Like it's okay. And so it is a process. Like the Red Wings are starting 3 rookies this year, because these guys are developed and they're kind of coming up and they're proving the talent, right? And so and I see what you guys are doing. You guys have some great guys that are coming up, or that you had come up and everything. And so again, you have Blake that came up. Seth Jarvis is a guy that you guys drafted and everything with a Leafs pick, by the way, which I love. So and then again, I just think there's something so important. Again, look at Nikishin, right? He's 24 years old now, right? He just turned 24. It just takes time, right? And again, these guys come in, they pop off and everything. So again, I think it's exciting for you guys and everything. And so I'm pumped for you guys. I think it's gonna be a great time. You guys are gonna be great. So let's jump into a quick ad break by DraftKings, and then we will jump into we'll just talk about the Canes a little bit more. You guys can go on your Complaniacs little rant, okay? So
Sounds good.
All right, stay tuned. Hockey is back, and this season, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, brings you all the speed, skill, and nonstop action you love. Now, bet just $5 for new customers. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get paid out $300 in bonus bets. And I'll tell you, I'm not saying the Red Wings are going to be a Stanley Cup contenders, because they're not. But we're listening to some Kane guys, some Caniacs from the Storm Surge. I know that they're going to be like, yo, I know Florida's here. They're injured, though. We got a chance. So if you're going to be betting on the Stanley Cup contenders, this is an advice. But I'd look at the Canes because they're not too bad. So, and if I had this product, it's what I'd use, just to let you know. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THPN. Let's go THPN to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Blue Hill Casino and Resort. Pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. For Ontario, restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Copy and right NHL 2025. All rights reserved. We are back. And so, talking about the Canes a little bit more. Again, we just talked about the Rantanen and stuff like that. So what do you guys want to see on an upgrade? Because when I look at the Carolina Hurricanes, I think some of the flaws you're starting to see, like you saw Kasperi Kapanen is now 4th line. He's kind of bumped down with Stankoven taking. Looks like Stankoven starting to solidify himself as that 2nd line center. Not big. Is that what you guys are looking for in a 2nd line center? And so, I mean, I think Stankoven is going to thrive better on the wing. But Jackson Blake and Stankoven there. I don't know. I think there's missing a little bit of size that you're on that top 6. But what are your guys' thoughts on this? What's the hole? Let's start with Taylor, and then tell me one of the holes you think, and then we'll jump to Spencer, give him a chance because I don't need to take all the limelight. So
so that 2nd line center still is somewhat of a hole. I mean, Stankoven has looked good so far through 2 games, but the size is kind of an issue. I mean, like I said earlier, he's strong on the puck. I mean, he's not getting pushed off, but Spencer, do you know his face-off percentage so far? I'm trying to find it.
I can get that in just a second.
Yeah, we'll tap dance. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. But yeah, so
51.5.
Okay, so don't love it. I mean, you definitely want to see at least 55 or more. So yeah, I mean that is still probably the biggest toll. I mean, one of the
biggest Tolsky.
Yeah, I mean
the biggest Tolsky. I got the dad jokes already, man. I'm locked and loaded for this kid. Come on, so.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't want to see him go anywhere. I mean, and I doubt he will. We just signed the 8-year deal for him, and but so there is a little disappointment with Jesperi Kotkaniemi and hoping that he was going to be that, but he never was, and we try to be really optimistic, and even our optimism is wavering on him a little bit. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that 2C is I would say is probably our still our biggest improvement needed. But you mentioned Jackson Blake. I think he's in for a great season. We did a bold predictions episode a few weeks back, and I made a bold prediction about Jackson Blake, and yeah, so yeah, I mean, just the two.
What is it? What's the bold prediction? You can't leave the boys hanging.
Well, people can go back and listen to it. But no, I think I said what did I predicted? I know I started with 60, and I think I went higher than that. I think I said he was in for a 68-point season, something like
2 times last year.
Dude, Spencer's on top of this, dude. He's gonna hold you to the fire, man.
Look, Spencer's a numbers guy. He's graduated. What'd you do? College at like 7 years old, something like that. I mean, Spencer literally is a genius. So it's nice to have him.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll take that.
There you go, Spencer. Talk to me about what's the hole that you're looking to fill in this case. So,
yeah, I think I share Taylor's optimism about the number 2 center. I'm not super worried about Stankoven there at 2C. He did play center most of his time growing up through juniors and everything. So I think he can build into that role, especially with a guy with size like Svechnikov on his left wing. And then we have such big guys on the bottom 6 with Jordan Stahl at 3C and
sure.
Mark Jankowski looks like he's going to start tonight against San Jose. Fourth line. So I'm not super worried there, but what I am a little concerned about, I think, is what I would say top pairing right-handed defenseman. Currently, I guess technically there's 3 right-handed defensemen on the roster, but we just called one up with Slavin's injury and Charles Alexis Legault. Yep. But as far as the other 2 righties, Chatfield and Walker, both of which are solid defensemen, but I wouldn't necessarily say either is a top pairing right-handed defenseman.
Sure.
We've been running through the first 2 games, Sean Walker with Jacob Slavin on the top pair. I think there's a good balance between those 2. Slavin is incredibly defensively responsible. Walker gives you a little bit of speed on the transition and some more help in the offensive zone than Slavin will. We've talked a little bit about Miller and Chatfield so far, which means Gostisbehere's been playing his offside with Nikishin on the third pairing to kind of help Nikishin ease into the system, kind of get into some playing time and everything and learning how it all works. But also you can kind of isolate Gostisbehere's shot when he's on his offside like that, which is nice. But I do think this is probably the weakest pair or partner that Slavin has had, I would say, in his entire career. When he first broke into the league back in 2014, I want to say, Pesce was his partner for a long time, Brett Pesce, on his right-hand side. And as the team got better and we were able to add more pieces, he had Dougie Hamilton for about 3 years after that trade, had Tony DeAngelo for 1 year. And that year, Tony DeAngelo, I know it's kind of an easy one to laugh at, but he set the Canes franchise record for points by a defenseman in a season that 1 year that he played with Slavin.
It's crazy.
Only to be bested by Brent Burns the next year.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm
a partner for 3 years.
Yeah, I'm a huge San Jose Sharks fan too. So that's my second team, and Dallas Stars my third team. So so
nice. Yeah. So between Pesce, Hamilton, and Burns with 1 year of DeAngelo mixed in there, I'd say Walker, or even if it's Chatfield, both I like them, but I think they're probably the weakest of the partners that Slavin's ever had on his right side. So to me, with the $10 million in cap space that we have right now, I think that is absolutely the number one priority come trade deadline to really make an upgrade there on the blue line before the playoffs. Okay,
so you would prioritize the defense over the wingers or the center?
I would, yeah.
Okay.
I imagine, so this is some wild speculation time. Kotkaniemi started 2 games at center so far, and it looks like he's coming out of the lineup for Mark Jankowski tonight. He's never he's never been one of Rod's favorites since he came over. I think I'm a little bit more optimistic and bullish on him than most Canes fans are. Most Canes fans are saying his $4.82 million is an overpay for what we're getting, which
I feel like it's kind of fair.
I think it's kind of fair personally. It's a bit much for the offense that we're getting out of him, but he does bring strength on the forecheck. Some people might argue with that. He had that costly penalty against Florida in Game 5 at the end of that game last year. But I mean, everybody's going to have issues like that at some point in their career. But I think he brings at least as much value as his contract provides. However, he doesn't bring more offense than Stankoven will at number 2 center. He doesn't bring as much physicality and grit as Jankowski will at number 4 center. He's not going to replace Jordan Staal as the 3rd center, and he's, of course, not messing with Aho up there. So to me, there could be a better use of that $4.8 million or that roster spot if he were to move on. It might be a tougher contract to trade, but
so let me ask you this real quick. I know that you're a numbers guy, and I tend to be more of the psychological, but they're all professional, but it's very clear down here in Canes Nation that Jarvis and Kotkaniemi are besties. And so do you think that would affect him at all if KK left?
No.
Okay, good.
Maybe,
just making sure.
I mean, they know what job they signed up for. They know that the people around them are going to be moving around all the time. So I don't think they'll let it bother them.
So I will say on that, if you guys trade Kotkaniemi is basically the Jamie Drysdale, who Anaheim to Philadelphia, and who did Philadelphia just pick up? Trevor Zegras. Jamie Drysdale's boy. You know, I'm just saying, if you trade one, you might have changed. It might be a buy one get one. You know, not for free for sure, but
better be a good return for Jarvie.
yeah, right. No, I think Jarvis he's a star. He's just he's so funny too, dude. He is. Dude, don't pick me for the All-Star game. I don't want to go. I want a vacation.
It's like I've got my flight to Mexico booked already. Don't pick me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which also, just to reinforce a little bit what Spencer said with the defense, to me that also makes a lot of sense, because if you look at playoffs last year, I mean, where we struggled was with depth in defense because of injuries. And so I could, not going to completely change my answer, but just based on experience, that makes a lot of sense, because I really do think that's what hurt us the most.
Fair. So, one other thing I want to talk about is you guys don't have concern at goalie, do you?
I don't.
Not short term. We don't. I know we did a crossover with the Devils podcast the other day, and they talked about our goalie.
Neil?
Yeah.
Dude, Neil's a rock
Devil
star,
state of
dude.
mind. Yeah, he's fun. But he joked around about our goalie situation, and then even like I said, the Complaniacs here, we hear nonstop complaining about Freddie and about Kochetkov. Thank you. I kept thinking Poke Chetkov, and I'm like, crap, what's his real name? And are they perfect? No, but Freddie was by far the best goalie in playoffs last year. I mean, that was. That the series against Florida, obviously that struggle, but it wasn't just him. If anything, I blame our defensive depth more than anything in that one horrible game from Orlov. And, so we're pretty confident in our goalies. If Freddie can actually stay healthy, I mean, knock this off your bingo cards, Canes Nation, but if Freddie can stay healthy, then we're in for a good season.
Well, and that's the thing, is it's never
stay healthy.
That's the thing, is it's never that he was bad. It's that he was unavailable, and that's the biggest thing. And it seems like Kochetkov was one of your guys that you guys were like, hey, like he could be something. I mean, is he?
That's still the question a little bit.
We've lost a little bit of hope. We still, because in the last 2 seasons when Freddie was out, he did have to hold a lot more, he had to carry a lot of weight. And from the past, I mean, obviously we keep running into this injury with Freddie stuff. And so the struggle is Freddie seems to thrive when he does have breaks, and Kochetkov thrives when he plays back to back. I mean, obviously it's going to wear down a little bit. So So that's a hard balance for Rod to find. Because what are you going to do? Play Freddie 1 and then Kochetkov 2 games in a row like that, especially in playoffs.
Yeah.
That doesn't always work.
No. Well, you rather play Freddie 35 to 40 games and just have a split AB because you guys don't really care where you guys finish in the playoffs. You just want to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because you guys again then just unfortunately run Freddie into the ground at that point. So I mean I think that'd be huge. So and by the way, I'm kind of looking at some of the teams or some of the guys that are UFAs because the thing is you guys have picks. You have draft capital, or you have a cap space. So, of course, there's Marty Natchez available, but I think that's maybe bridges burn right there. So,
I'd be surprised if he was back.
Right, and I was thinking it'd be great if you guys get Jason Robertson on an 8-year deal.
We were really hoping for that this offseason.
Yeah, but I think Dallas was going to be they're going to keep him, and they're probably going to run him until the. Are they though? I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that is an option though, because again, you just send back the 2 first-round picks. I mean, I don't. That's too much, actually. I think for 2 first-round picks for him. What do you think? What do you guys think about that?
Depends on if there's an extension attached.
We're gonna assume 8 or 7 because that's he's gonna want to make his bag, right?
Those picks are free picks at this point. To me, we're not giving up anything. We're just basically adjusting the terms of the Rantanen deal to now be Robertson instead of the 2 first. So I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah.
Robertson, Stankoven, and 2/3 for Rantanen. Done.
Yeah. There you go. Right. And then I think someone else it'd be really cool for you guys to get Evgeny Malkin. I think that'd be a good center pickup and everything. You move move Stankoven over to the wing. But then you're bumping who are you bumping down? Because you probably want to keep you probably push Blake down just because he has less experience.
And that's been our conundrum all off season is we for the most part had 7 players that we were content playing in the top 6, and which of Jarvis, Stankoven, and Blake is going to be a bottom 6 player. It's kind of the way we were thinking of it. And turns out the answer is Kokaniemi, and you put Stankoven in the center. That was an idea we were flirting with a couple of times. We were actually leaning Jarvis a little bit more than
no.
And so he's covered for some draws for Aho. He's looked good in faceoff. When he plays with Martinook and Stahl on the third line a couple of years ago, he's very defensively responsible on the wing. So we were thinking that. Yeah. As we thought about it more, you lose so much of his offensive bite if you take him off the wing and move him to center. So I think it makes sense to keep him there at right wing, and where Stankoven can kind of be more that 2-way player a bit more. I totally forgot how those started, but I like that top 6.
You're just bumping. If you brought in someone else, who would you bump down? And I think it's Jackson Blake, just as experience wise, right? So, but yeah, that would be my thought. Actually, who would you rather have, Evgeny Malkin or Stankoven? It's Malkin, right? It's second line center because I think he's more sheltered. He's second line.
Yeah, for a playoff run, sure. I don't know if I don't know.
It wouldn't be long term. He's a UFA, right? So, well, I mean, and I'm seeing as well. There's Ben Sherratt if you guys want a left-handed defenseman, but you guys are kind of stacked.
You got too many of those.
Dude, by the way, everyone does. Everyone has too many. Yep. There's not enough right-handed defensemen in the league. So
that's why you have so many.
Red Wings signed Jacob Bernard Docker for $1 million, and he was $885, and then Travis Hamonic for $1 million. So and those are 2 right-handed defensemen who Hamonic has not had a good start to his Red Wings tenure, but Jacob Bernard Docker he's looking pretty good for a third pair defenseman. You're like, I can't believe Ottawa gave up on him, and then I can understand that, I guess. And then Buffalo was just like, yeah, we're not going to qualify him, and I'm like, you guys don't have right-handed defensemen. You just got Kesselring, who's injured. Like, what do you get? So, anyways.
There's a lot of things that are weird about Buffalo.
Did you see the comments recently? Dude, brutal. So,
and that's where all these names are cool. But the second Tage Thompson's available, I'm offering whatever they ask, pretty much.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Look at what Ryan O'Reilly did when he left. Look at what Jack Eichel did when he left. Look at what Sam Reinhart's done since he left. Like the second he's available, come on down.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree, man. Like I said, it's when you get a dynamic guy. I mean, you can have Tage. I want Rasmus. So I'm ready.
We had the opportunity for him. Well, almost. We had the second overall pick in 2018 and got Svetch instead, which I was very happy about because we had too many defensemen at that point.
Must be nice. Red Wings haven't drafted. Red Wings have dropped in the last 10 years. Red Wings have dropped the most draft picks, like draft spots of any team.
Really?
So the highest they drafted in their full teardown was 4th overall.
Wow.
Mind you, with the picks that we have, they're hitting, right? Like you have Moritz Seider at 6, right? You know, he's hitting. Arguably goes second in that draft over Jack Hughes, then Moritz Seider. Look at the 2020 draft. Raymond was drafted at 4th. Arguably, you go Stützle, Raymond. You know, there's a talk about maybe a Byfield in there. I guess, and or Wyatt Johnson. Or 2020 wasn't Wyatt Johnson. 2021 was Wyatt Johnson. But yeah, like that's arguable there, right? Like, so
kind of missed in 2018, but that's kind of missed in 2018 with Zadina. Believe it or not, they're actually Canes fans that were wanting Zadina over Svechnikov at 2 that year.
Dude, I wish.
I'm so glad that they didn't listen.
We got
gotta be Svech.
Dude, we got a difference. We got his brother.
You had Evgeny.
So if you look at it, so just to let you know, the only Red Wings in 2015 or 14 drafted Dylan Larkin. They missed on Svechnikov, Zadina, Joe Veleno, Dennis Cholowski, and those are all first round picks. So when
I liked Veleno heading into that draft too, I thought that was a decent pick.
He had exceptional status in the CHL. So which Taylor, the self-proclaimed less educated one, for every people who are listening, right? Exceptional status is guys who are under age that want to get accepted into the CHL. Some notables are Connor McDavid, John Tavares, Crosby. These are some of the guys that got exceptional status, and Joe Veleno was also part of that as well. And then he was drafted 31st overall, 31st, I believe it was. And so
I think it was,
yeah. So that was the Vegas first round pick they got for the Thomas Tatar, which is crazy. Red Wings got for Thomas Tatar. Red Wings got first, second, and a 3rd round pick, which is wild. So anyways,
Vegas doesn't believe in draft picks.
It worked out. They got more Stanley Cups than us in the last couple of years, So
the one draft pick they used was for Nick Suzuki, who they then traded for.
They Brandon Brassard. Who's the agent? His agent Brisson. Yeah, Brandon Brisson. Yeah. He's playing with New York now. But it's still they don't believe. Oh no, they drafted Zach Dean. They traded him for Marchenko. No. Is it Marchenko?
No, he's still in Columbus.
No. Who was in the Blues?
Crap. I know who you're talking about because I was kind of hoping the Canes would get him.
Yeah, it'll come back.
Yeah,
no worries. While you're looking that up, but anyways, again, I'm curious. I actually like the Brandon Boosie. I like that you guys picked him up and everything.
Yeah,
because
he's gonna start tonight.
Is he? Good.
Yep.
He's
talking about Barbashev, by the way.
Barbashev, that's what it was. Yeah. Dude, it was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
I went with the Boosie instead. Who has the best name, dude? Someone's got to have a sweet jersey for him, dude. Like you got to do something with it. So
he picked the wrong jersey number too. I'll let you guys speculate what the jersey number should have been.
Fair. So, anyways, is there anything else you guys want to hit on? Because again, I think with Ice, again, I see you guys as a Stanley Cup contender. The only teams that are going to stand in your way are maybe Toronto. Because again, if they finish. It would depend on the standings and everything. I see Toronto, Florida. I don't see Tampa as the powerhouse, especially because of the injuries. Florida is just like Florida, right? They're the Stanley Cup champions. They've done it 2 years in a row, so you assume they're still gonna be pretty good. However, that Barkov injury is tough looking for them. So we're gonna see if is it Ryan? Who's center? Reinhart? No, Reinhart's not center. It's Bennett. If Bennett's a real first line center, we'll see that. So.
Hopefully they actually start throwing some suspensions around the way that he throws his elbow around.
Oh, dude. Didn't he hit Anderson?
He hit Wool.
No, Stolarz.
Stolarz, that's right.
He hit Stolarz.
One of those. Yeah.
There's two goalies. I think the year before he hit.
Oh yeah, there was contact with Anderson in this last series. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as the other one, but yeah.
He played the play, but he still had he kind of was a little beat up on it. So
do the play, and oh no, I leaned this way on accident.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's rough. So anyways, is there anything you guys are looking forward to moving into the year? I mean, is there something you guys just hey, which is it's not. I mean, clearly we're all excited for the NHL season, but are you guys feeling like, hey, just get the playoffs? Or are you guys? I mean, is there a certain guy that needs to prove something on this team? What are your guys' thoughts? Taylor, we'll go with you.
Well, not to be too cliche, all teams want a cup, but I really do. I feel like this is a cup year. The barring some crazy injuries or something, I'm feeling it. And I joked about it on one of our last episodes, but we actually won a goaltender interference, and that never happens for us. We always lose those. I mean, it's just the call always goes against a rod. So for us to win one of those, and not only win it, but at the beginning of the season, that just starts us off right. So
nice.
Which our friends at DraftKings currently do have the Canes as the leading odds to win the cup. So sometimes that can be a jinx, and I feel like that normally happens to us. But I don't know. It just feels things feel very different this year, and we're on our podcast, we tend to be optimistic anyway, but we're feeling good.
I mean, I think New Jersey may put you guys in like a little bit of I think they'll put up a competition a little bit. But I think that
I think they're in the Metro. In my opinion, Canes are easily the number one, and then there's everybody else. And New Jersey is pretty easily number two in my mind.
Oh, really?
They're the best of everybody else.
But outside of that, I mean, that's their problem is they, we have goalie health problem and in the playoffs defensive health, they just, their whole season, just wait. They're a week away from the team falling apart, but knock on wood. I don't want that for them. I would love to see them have a good season, but they
a less good season than the Canes. That's all.
Right. I'm confident. I'm not worried about them. I think they are fairly easily the number two. But I'm not
really? You Capitals? They had 111 points last year.
I just don't think they're going to be the same. I mean, right now, Ovechkin is starting off looking good, but old man Winter time's coming for him. We'll see how long he can last.
Spencer, where do you get the Capitals finishing?
Either 2 or 3. It's
you got to commit. You got to commit. You can't waffle. So you have Canes finishing 1.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck getting Spencer to commit.
I'll go with Taylor. I'll say Devils 2, Capitals 3.
Really?
Rangers 4.
You're going more youth than you are experience then.
Yeah, I think that the Capitals, obviously, through much of the season, had such a boost. Every single game, we had so many eyes on it, watching Ovechkin on the great chase and all of that. And I think that kind of fed their morale a bit, kind of kept them real excited to stay into everything. I know they had a bit of a hangover after he finally did break it. I wonder if they're going to have a hangover year this year.
Yeah.
Just kind of for how much excitement went into last year versus how this year goes. We'll see, but that's what I'll say.
How you guys feeling with the Blue Jackets, Spencer?
I like them. I like them too. They're
little brother energy.
Potential.
Like they're like, hey, another small market team. Like why'd you get a team in the first place? Two, glad you did. Like, like huge Werenski fan. Like, I think they got some. I'm a huge Fantilli fan. Like, I think they got some really good players. Of course, you have your former GM Don Waddell went over there as well.
Yep.
And I think Eric Tulsky was kind of a secret weapon, but Don Waddell pulled the trigger, right? On a lot of those things. So, So, I mean, I think you have them finishing 4th, or you have Rangers finishing 5th. You got to pick. You got to commit.
I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to make the Rangers fans upset.
I'm
going to say Jackets 4, make the Rangers fans upset.
Me too. I got it.
In the playoffs.
Yeah. I actually have both Jackets and Rangers. I have 5 from the Atlantic again. So, what about you, Taylor? What do you got? Let's give you top 5. Let's go with that.
So I've already said Canes, Devils,
Capitals.
I hate it, but yeah, probably.
I mean, Rangers? I mean, Rangers have just Shesterkin, right? I mean, like that is a real thing, but they just moved out of like Keandre Miller, but they picked up JT Miller. Like, they traded one Miller for another. So
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Your gut tells you something. I'm telling you.
But the gut, you have to spread the hatred out, and where you can't, you can't just. I used to suck in fantasy football because I just wouldn't draft from teams I didn't like, and then I got better because I stopped doing that. So, Canes, Devils, Caps, probably Rangers at 4, and we'll throw a wild card. We'll say the Flyers can shock and move up one.
You are, their big goalie acquisition was Dan Vladar, it's, I mean, they ran 3 goalies, and I know about running 3 goalies. I was a Red Wings fan last year, dude. So
my wife can also hear me, so that'll make her happy. No,
there you go. Because she can't hear me. Good luck with Zegras. and honestly, I actually do I actually like Zegras. I like Mitchkov. I just think they need a tough young coach. Like, I wish who was the guy who was Edmonton's coach before this most recent one? He went to Anaheim. Woodcroft, Jay Woodcroft.
Yeah.
I think that he would be great as a Flyers head coach. He's a little tough. He's got some youth to him. I think that he would be like, "Yo, boys, let it fly." And I think Tocchet is a diet Tortorella to me. And I just don't think you need the hard assness. I think you just needed like a little bit more like, hey, like, you guys are talented. Let's hit your ceiling, and then we'll work on some stuff, right? It's the same thing that happened with Eisman. Eisman was a 150-point season, and Scotty Bowman says, "Hey, man, you got to play defense too." Like, and that's okay, right? Like, hit your strides and everything. Again, I think Zegras he's fun. I'm surprised that I think that GM. Verbeek, the GM I think that he they kind of squashed it out of him, and I'm like, no, he's got character, dude. Like, look at how the Canes let Jarvis run. He just runs his mouth, dude. Like, that's great. Like, it's good for the locker room and everything. And I will say that's one thing that Larkin, he's so stoic, and I'm like, and I love Larkin. I'm a big fan. I think he's a phenomenal player, super underrated. We saw that with the Four Nations as well.
Oh yeah.
By the way, you guys can also see how I can talk the whole time, like for like a whole podcast. That's why I stole a podcast.
Yeah. I do. I want to ask you real quick, just as far as Red Wings go. What
do you want to say for tomorrow?
Feel about?
Do you want? I mean, so just to let everyone know, if you got in 52 minutes into the podcast, we're gonna talk Red Wings tomorrow. They're gonna grill me. So I mean, do you want to say we can give a tease?
I'll ask this real quick. I don't expect your answer to be super long. How you feel? You don't know me. How do you feel about the John Gibson acquisition? Because I know for us, I mean, there was when during our goalie troubles last year, that was somebody that people, Canes fans wanted us to go after, and I'm glad we didn't. But what are you glad he's only played 1 game for you guys so far, and it wasn't a good showing? But what how you feeling?
I mean, he put up a stinker, let's be honest. But you're on a new team, you're changing everything, your whole life. You move across the country, you're in a new defensive system. You don't know where guys are going to be. Like, you don't know your role on the team. You have a guess, right? Because you're going to be the starting goaltender. I have a lot of room for him to do it. He's been good before. This isn't some, Nedeljkovic. What we saw Nedeljkovic, right? He had 1 good season, and then the Red Wings traded for him, and then you didn't have a lot of experience. So I think that Gibson will settle into his place. His lateral movement's a bit tough there, but I think Red Wings run a bit more of a defensive structure and low event hockey, similar to the Canes. And so I think once Gibson kind of settles into a spot, I mean, Talbot had a great game, great game 2, and he was hot, so they put him in game 3. And he put up, 40 saves against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Red Wings had 15 shots. I mean, I would start Talbot next game too, because he's just so goddamn hot. And so I think Gibson will settle into it, right? He's going to get his rhythms. It's a big change, and they have him for this year and next year. I expect him to average out. I don't expect him to be an all-star. I do expect him to average out as if you give me a 904, I'll take that, because it's above league average. Because Red Wings were 32nd in penalty kill last year. If you're getting a 904, you're getting a solid goalie that's able to keep you in the game enough, right? I mean, if you want the overreaction I'd be like, this guy sucks, dude. I mean, I mean, why would you trade a
You sound like a complainiac.
Yeah, right. The second round pick, a fourth round pick, and you give away a goalie too, who you already had, who you tried out, like it's, I can do the whole thing. So, but when it comes to goalie, like, though, I think you got Talbot who is playing well, but like the reason you get Gibson, he was the best acquisition you can get for goalie on the market, right? He was asking for a trade. Like there was no goalies that were available to sign or anything. Like, I mean, you have to trade for a goalie. I mean, you're seeing like Tarasov getting traded like to the Florida Panthers. He's a young gun. I mean, you're seeing Boosie, right? Like, there's not a lot of availability when it comes to goalies. And to be honest, goalies are voodoo, man. Like Kochetkov can put up like a 9.5 for a couple of games, and then and then he drops off, right? It's just like goalies, they're so hit or miss. You just kind of find the right one. Again, Nedeljkovic had thrive in your guys', in your guys' system, right? Alex Lyon had a really good year, and then was garbage, and then now he's in the Buffalo Sabres. So poor him. By the way, he's the best personality. He's a great personality. So again, I'm really happy with the Gibson acquisition. It's one of the moves that you look at with Irish and you're like, hey, do something. And I think that was a good something, right? And so we can talk about their attempted acquisitions for free agency tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned to the Storms. I don't know when you guys are dropping your podcast. This one's getting dropped on in like an hour or two. So, but yeah, so we'll be talking a lot about that. So yeah, I think I guess we'll talk about the Red Wings kind of just for you next episode. And I'm going to throw you guys some questions that you guys can ask me about. I want the outside perspective of what the Red Wings are to you guys. How, again, Steve Yzerman's outside perspective and everything. The Jake Wallman. And by the way, I'm going to justify the Jake Wallman deal a little bit. It's not great, but I will justify it a little bit and I will soften the blow a little bit. And so I can definitely do that. I've been on my horn on that one. Again, although the problem is, Yzerman's my favorite player too. Like he's my all-time favorite player. He's the reason number 19 is my favorite number. Like it's just, he's too good, man. So, but yeah, so we'll wrap this up and everything. But again, I appreciate you guys coming on. You guys, and then we'll talk about again, we'll be doing a podcast tomorrow, and then whenever that drops, we'll do that. And so we'll catch up with Dylan tomorrow. Dylan, right?
Yeah, Dylan will definitely be on there.
Catch up with Dylan as well tomorrow. So anyway, again, everyone go check out Taylor and Spencer on the Storm Surge. Taylor, give me a 30-second preview real quick. Let's go. Talk to me about the podcast.
Yeah. So like I said earlier, Storm Surge, Carolina Hurricanes podcast, where Spencer and Dylan are experts, data analysts. They are super smart, and I'm just here because I like talking hockey. And, check us out. We're terrible on social media, but you can find us on most platforms on Storm Surge Canes Pod. And,
nice.
We got to get more active on there, but we're trying. We hate social media.
No. That's my issue is that I'm
the necessary evil.
I'm trying to tweet more, and it's hard, and I'm trying to comment more, and I'm like, do I quote tweet or do I comment? Like what happened? Like, I'm learning.
I'm like, sharing's easy. That's all. I just see something like, oh, perfect, share it, and then it's not fun.
We're figuring it out, right? So we want eyes, but I also don't want to put my stuff out there. I want the attention, but I want everyone to come to me, please. That'd be great.
And that's the thing I hate is controversy is what drives clicks and views, and I'm like, I don't love to be controversial. I like to be funny, but I don't like to be controversial or mean, whatever. So be prepared. We normally do with these crossovers. I've started a trash talk, so be prepared for your best trash talk towards Canes.
Buddy, I grew up playing hockey. Like I played 18 years of hockey, dude. Like, come on, let's go.
We have Southern hospitality, so we're not even good at it. Like, there's no benefit for us.
Taylor, we're from the South. We can't keep picking all these trash talk battles with people from the North.
You guys use it. You guys use bless your heart. You guys got there's underground stuff, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So, anyways,
that should be mine for everybody. Just bless your heart.
Oh my God, that's all I'm gonna say. I know, but my favorite is that's adorable. Like, just really okay, princess. It's easy stoppers. So anyways, guys, I appreciate it. Go check them out on social medias. You guys are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that. Check them out, local podcasts, and they will be going on YouTube as well. Okay, just post the audio.
Eventually, that's the goal.
Put the thumbnail as the video, and that's all you need. That's so many podcasts. Just it's easy, man. So, but anyways, all right, we'll catch you guys in a little bit. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Brad.